Hey, what's up, Vengeance? How you doing? Hello, Buddha. Hello, Vamp. Hello, Bomb. Not much. Just starting another stream. Trying to come up with ideas. Trying to find time to film. I returned Spider-Man. Um, I'm now finally playing the RoboCop, and it's okay. It's nothing amazing so far. So how have you guys been? What have you guys been up to? How was your Thanksgiving? And all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, Zach? How are you doing? That's good to hear, Zach. Alright, well, since there's about 60 here, you can go ahead and start throwing your questions. You don't celebrate? Okay, understandable. And everyone celebrates every holiday. There are definitely some holidays I don't celebrate myself, so that's alright. Showed my uncle some Clone Wars. Oh, that's cool. What did he think? Alright, good. Nice to know your Thanksgiving was good, Vince. Hope you had fun with the family. Meh, nothing. Okay. Yeah, well, we all have those kind of weeks where just nothing really happens. It just kind of goes by faster than you'd expect. And I know I've had plenty of those this year. Hopefully that picks. I'm doing okay, just trying to stay productive. I filmed. What did I film today? I filmed top 10 PlayStation 4 games. Still trying to come up with just more general ideas. That's about it. You just started playing Devil May Cry 3 a few days ago. Currently on the last two missions, having absolute blast so far. Yeah, well, it's a classic. I wouldn't mind them. I wouldn't mind them. I mean, technically, maybe they've already kind of semi remastered those a couple times, so maybe we don't need a remake to those. I think those are fine. Have I seen Napoleon? Yes, unfortunately, I have. I saw it right before work. I had to leave maybe 3 or 4 minutes into the Battle of Waterloo, but like I've heard the negative response, and I would say they're just about right. I'm curious about this 4 hour cut because, dear God, if you don't like, if you're someone like me who's really big into history, especially military history, you're gonna be real disappointed about this film. And if you're someone who doesn't know anything about Napoleon, except maybe some basics, you're gonna be really confused. This movie jumps through so much history, it's so quickly, it's not even funny. It's almost disrespectful. Man, if I was French, I'd be pissed off. You react to this clip like when Anakin talks about his past. What a shocker. Okay, that's good to see. You remember me talking about how you wanted to improve your back? Yes. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not sure what I can do with the background because at the here's something you guys are gonna find out eventually. But he is moving again in May, and that's one thing I've always hated about like doing things with channel. It's like every year I'm moving somewhere different. I really like the background of the last place I lived in, but yeah, have I don't like when my filming space and my bedroom are in the same room. Like my that was how it was at my original house. Then when Dad passed, we moved to another house. My filming space and bedroom were in two different locations. Then we moved to an apartment and they were in the same space again. Then I moved again and it was in the same space again. Then I moved to the last place and they were in two different spots. That's what I prefer. I'm just not sure what I could do. Like I don't know. Like here's the thing. The trick about this space is like you have like I have my king size bed here, two nightstands on each side. That's really the only place the bed can go. This is really the only place the TV can go. And so the only space I have for the computer is here. Now, I technically could turn the desk around so you don't see this, but then there's no walking space to get between the door and the balcony window because the balcony window is right here, and I'm using a mixture of natural lighting here and artificial lighting here. So like if I turn this light off, it gets kind of dark, which is why I'm using natural lighting with artificial lighting. Maybe so that's the thing. Like I can only get good lighting if I leave it like this. But then again, then you guys see my bed in the background, and the background isn't that interesting. So like when I move to my next place, which is supposedly going to be a house, I really want to make sure my filming spot and live and bedroom are in two different locations, and I do something with the background because I have like all this neon lighting everywhere, but like you guys can't see it. Like there's stuff I technically could do to make an interesting background, but I can't shift the desk around. So like that's the problem I'm having right now. Am I playing Metal Gear Master? No, no, Phantom. No, I'm not yet. I'm playing RoboCop right now, but hopefully I'll get to it eventually. You started watching the DMC anime. I hope you're liking it so far. Have I played Final Fantasy Tactics? I think I remember playing Tactics on the Game Boy Advance. I maybe played it a few times, but I know I've played it, but I haven't played it in a long time. You're guessing they didn't mention when Napoleon lost to an army in... Oh, no, but they skipped the entire Italy campaign. There was no mention of Spain. The movie had this really sick knack of showing events and not explaining the why. And then making Josephine like the focus where she really wasn't. Like Napoleon leaving Egypt to go back to France. No, he did not leave because he found that his wife was having an affair because he was having multiple affairs, so he didn't really care. And the whole thing where, oh, I have to divorce her because she can't give me children. Well, here's something if Ridley Scott had done some research. Josephine was like 9 years older than Napoleon. So he knew she could not give him children. Being emperor was never a part of his thought pattern when they originally got married. He used her connections in order to progress his career in the military. So this notion that he divorced her because she couldn't have children and they were trying is ridiculous. He knew she couldn't give him children. Yes, they did get a divorce so he could marry his second wife and have a son. But the notion that they were trying to have children over the course of their marriage is completely false. They don't even mention that Josephine is supposed to be a lot older than Napoleon. This is never brought up. And dear God, the sex scenes in that film were atrocious. If I was an actor with an Oscar, I would have refused to do that. I was like, I cannot believe I'm seeing Joaquin Phoenix do this kind of stuff. Like, I don't ever want to see that. Like, and it just comes out of nowhere. I was like, oh, what? We're doing... Like, my theater laughed. I was, like, in shock. I was like, wow. Like, dear God. Like, I'm curious what if this 4-hour cut is better, because maybe it might be a situation like we had with Kingdom of Heaven, where, like, the 2.5-hour cut it's not a bad movie, it's just okay, but you can tell there's a lot of things missing. And then if you watch the director's cut, it's a really good movie. Easily a top 5 Ridley Scott films. Like, in some cases, it rivals Gladiator. In some cases, even surpasses it in some departments. But you have to go to the director's cut. Like, not the theatrical cut. I've seen the theatrical cut like twice, and I saw the director's cut, and I never want to watch the theatrical cut again, ever. So I'm hoping maybe Napoleon's the same way, but who knows? I prefer the original Waterloo. Oh, yeah, the 1970s. Oh, dude. I immediately saw that while I was at work after I got done with that film. I was like, I've seen the 1970s version a bunch of times. That movie's, like, I just watched it yesterday again. Yeah, and you can watch the whole movie on YouTube right now. It is. If you have not seen 1970s Waterloo, please watch it or find time to watch it after the stream. It is a really good movie. And the fact that everything you see in that film is practical is even better. There is no CGI. So they literally have like thousands and thousands of extras playing soldiers. And every single little person you see is a real person. Like every horse is real, every cannon is real. Like, it is impressive. They can't make movies like that today, and it's a shame. What's my favorite movie that starred Joaquin Phoenix? Probably Gladiator, to be fair, but you know he did play Commodus. I think Joker's pretty good. He's been in a few movies I've liked, but yeah. Best movie of the year thus far for me. Jeez, that's tough. I don't even remember what I saw this year. What did I see? I think I've seen. God, I can't. Maybe Mario. Because I'm trying to think what I've even seen this year. Like, no, I want to say maybe Mario. That might be it. Like, I would say I've probably seen less than 5 films this year, which is unfortunate because just going to the movie theaters is just not as fun of an experience as it used to be. Like, I remember when I first started my channel, like I would like I would make it a goal to see a movie every single weekend so I could review. Um, Even movies I would never normally see, I would just go see them just to be interested. And I encountered a number of movies that I was surprised at how much I liked them. I don't do that anymore. Even though it would be easier, but yeah. You think the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare game is the remake trilogy? I think the first two are alright. I didn't even play the third one. Once I saw what they were doing, I had no interest in it. Yeah, heck, I didn't even finish Modern Warfare 2. Like, I think I stopped like right before the end, so I knew it was going downhill. And it's comforting to see that yeah, it apparently Modern Warfare 3 got even progressively worse. So yeah, I think I'm done with Call of Duty for a while. Which war in history interests me the most? Definitely World War II, easily. Uh, yeah, there's a number of places in the world I want to visit just because of its historical significance in World War II, by far. You got Final Fantasy 16 last weekend. Got any tips? Practice your dodging. Yes. I would say that. If you are really, really good at dodging, you can get really, really good at that game. That is very key. Is just knowing the proper way to dodge. Everything else will come second nature. What's my favorite swear word? That's a tough one. I think shit. I think that's the one I find myself like saying the most just in normal talk. Like, I don't know, that was a shitty movie, or something scares me, or something happens. Like, I'm in pain, I say, oh shit, something like that. I don't say the B. I mean, B. I don't know, B. I don't know. Maybe I say the B word a number of times. I only say the F word when I get angry, which typically happens when I'm only really at work. But I would say the one that I probably say the most common is probably shit. Probably. You finally made progress in Earthbound. Oh, really? How far are you getting right now with that game? As I know that can get very, very extensive. You like them or play new Call of Duty Modern Warfare games? No. I think I said that earlier. I played the first Modern Warfare remake. I liked that one. I played through most of the second, but I didn't finish the ending. And I didn't even bother playing the third. It was just going downhill. What word aggravates me? What word aggravates me when I hear it? Progressive. Progressive. I think that word just, oh, we need to make it for a more progressive era or something like this. Just every time I hear that word, which is funny because progressive is my insurance, and I'm not too happy with my car insurance right now because my car insurance payments are higher than my car payments, and that's just ridiculous. I think probably over the course of next month, I'm going to try to find a new car insurance so I'm not making such crazy payments. Maybe you can get a PlayStation side bed pedal. Dude, I am sitting on PlayStation pillows right now. I believe it or not, I actually found a bed set that could actually fit. Yeah, dude, I got PlayStation all. It was like, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but like my chair is also PlayStation. I recently actually got my favorite pair of Air Jordan 1s that match my chair. I've been trying to get a pair of those for like 2 years, and I finally got a pair. They're in the closet. They're like it's like put it like this. I love these pair of Jordans so much. These are the pair of Jordans I want to be buried in. It is the perfect blend of PlayStation colors. I've been trying to get them for years. I finally was able to get a pair, so I'm happy about that. Is it true that Kojima hates David Hayter? I've not heard that. I don't think he hates him. They. That's the first I've heard. I'd heard that maybe David Hayter was a little bit upset that he wasn't called back for MGS5, but again, I'm not sure how much control he had in that because Konami butchered the hell out of that game. So I don't know what was left that was actually Kojima or how much was developer interference. I don't know. We may never know, as far as I know. You like Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC? It was a bit strange dealing with an evil clone. Maybe, but come on, we've dealt with stranger things than evil clones. Come on, like with all the crazy stuff that Shepard has seen in his or her life, you think an evil clone is in the top 10? No, we've seen weirder things. Did you ever have thoughts about working in therapy? I actually had a therapist. I actually went through therapy a number of years ago. I'm thinking about going back just so I can have someone to talk to. But yeah, that's definitely been high on my mind. You own Final Fantasy Tactics on DS because they sent it to me by accident when I was actually ordering Chrono Trigger. Well, lucky you. I think I've experienced something like that once from GameStop. Like I ordered one type of game, and they sent me another, and then they just sent me another copy of the game I actually want, so I ended up with 2 games. So yeah, that's happened to me once. Which female action hero non-super is my favorite? Probably Ripley from Alien. That's a stereotypical answer, but I think it's pretty true. Even by today's standards, I would say Ripley's definitely up there. Do you think that any other planets other than Earth could be inhabitable in the future? I would say so. Yeah, definitely. I would not be surprised. I mean, we won't be around to see it, but if for some miracle reason the Earth is still here 1,000 years from now, there's no question in my mind they will have found a way to inhabit other planets. There's no question in my mind. That's. I mean, we're already technically planning a mission to Mars. I'd say 10, 15 years after that, they'll definitely try to find ways in order to actually live on Mars. There's no question that's going to happen. Which piece of history interests me the least? Oof. Which one I'm not very interested in? Probably modern history. Probably modern. Like, I'm not interested in anything that's happening now just because it's just annoying. Like this new woke age, like anything that happens in this age, it just goes out the window. Like even like governmental politics, I don't really care. I just try to stay out of it. I think history is never interesting when you're in the moment. Like nothing has happened. Like I mean, people like you think of. I mean, I'm not trying to like spur up anybody's supporters, but when Trump says, make America great, when was it ever great in the last number of decades? There's always been some major problem. Like, give me a decade where something bad did not happen. I mean, let's just go back to the last century. You had the Depression in the 1910s, along with World War One. I take that back. You had World War One in 1910s. Then you had the Depression in the 1920s. Then the 1930s led into 1940s. That was World War Two. Then you had the 1950s. You had like the beginning of the Korean War. And then you go to the 1960s. That's Vietnam. And that goes to the 70s. And then the 80s, you had AIDS and all those STDs. And then the 90s, you have the Iraq. You're starting to be, Operation Desert Storm. And then you start dealing with all this social stuff going on. And then you have 2000s. Now you got to deal with terrorism. You deal with that for 20 years. And now we're dealing with the rest. It's like, at what decade was this country ever great? This country has always been messed up. So when people say we need to make America great, like, give me a decade where the country was great and nothing bad was going on. Like, just give me one decade. Please. Which era of horror killers and monsters would survive other areas? What era of horror killers? Okay, so are you saying what serial killer or monster could survive in another one's universe? Okay, I guess Jason could easily survive in Michael Myers' universe, but they're so similar, and I would say Jason's just a souped up supernatural version of Michael Myers, so I guess that counts. Have I seen Brother Bear, that Disney movie from 2002 starring Joaquin Phoenix? Yeah, with the bear where he plays the hunter and he kills that little boy's bear and then he tries to get turned back into a human, and then by the end he decides, you know what, this little bear probably needs me, so I'll just stay as a bear. Yeah, I've seen that one. That was nice. Does modern gaming suck? No, I don't think it sucks. I just think it's going in a direction that I don't agree with if it chooses to go all digital. That once it gets all digital, then I think it sucks because I'm not a supporter of all digital gaming. Heck, do I have a few digital games? Yes, but like, would I ever play like a top tier like AAA title in digital only? No. I mean, that's like the prime reason I haven't played Alan Wake 2 yet. Like, I'm hoping they release a physical copy of that because I don't feel comfortable spending $60 on a game I'm unsure of. Like, even if it's from a developer I trust. It's like, look, I would like the option to play it, and then if I like it, I'll keep it. That's why GameFly has been like a godsend to me over the past, I'd say, like 13 years I've used it. Like, there's so many games I own that I rented first. And if you rent the game first, when it first releases, you're essentially getting a brand new copy. Like, when I got Spider-Man 2, I knew that was a brand new copy of Spider-Man 2 because I got the first wave of them. So I was getting a brand new game. So had I kept that game, I would have just held on to it for like 2 or 3 months. It would have dropped in price, and then I can just keep it. And heck, I bought a brand new game 3 months later at a sales price. I mean, that's how I built up most of my library, especially during the PlayStation 3 era. There are so many games. Like, I would say out of all the games I rented from GameFly for PlayStation 3, I would say at minimum 70% of them I got from GameFly from keeping them. Like, that's why I would say out of all 3 of my gaming libraries, I think my PlayStation 3 library is probably the largest. And I did the same thing with PlayStation 4. I mean, trust me, if there's a game that I know is going to be good, I'll pay for it full price at a store and pre-order it. But sometimes there's some games I'm kind of on the fence or I'm unsure about, and I'll rent it first. And if I find it that I like it, then I'll keep it. That's why I love GameFly so much. Would you be a Jedi or a wizard? I think I'd be a wizard. The force is, I don't know, the force is a little too limiting. Plus, lightsabers don't exist. If you're a wizard, you don't necessarily need a wand. You can do magic without without a wand or a staff. Being a Jedi, you can be one with you can operate without a lightsaber, but like that's kind of your key weapon. So, have you done a Christmas movie tier list? I don't know if I'll do a tier list, but I think I'll do like a favorites. I don't know how, like, there's so many Christmas movies I haven't seen. I don't think I could do a tier list, but I could certainly do a top 10 Christmas list video. That's definitely being planned out. I just want to wait till December happens in about 48 hours before I start breaking it down. Yeah. You only play Call of Duty for zombies? I think I stopped after, I want to say Black Ops 2? Because I know zombies started at World at War, and it got very good in Black Ops 1. And I think those were the 2 games I know I played zombies the most. And those were addictive. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if zombies was still going, but yeah, I haven't really played zombies in a while. If Big Boss was in Resident Evil, can he take down Umbrella when Wesker was still alive? I want to say it's possible, but what is he dealing with? Like, is he dealing with BOWs? Is he dealing with zombies? Is he dealing with Las Plagas? Is he dealing with Ouroboros? I mean, I would say, yeah, it's probably possible, but he would need some help. I mean, not saying he can't deal with superhuman enemies because he does that, but it's more mechanical, not genetically. I mean, you look at all the boss fights from Metal Gear. They're some of them have like some superpowers, but most of it they're just extremely skilled soldiers. Or they have some sort of wacky equipment, not because they're superhuman. In terms of, let's see what's next. Oh man, damn, I'm really behind. Damn, oof. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, hey guys, why don't you do me a favor? Everyone pause. Everyone pause your questions because I'm really behind, and then I will let you guys. So stop touching your keyboards, and then as soon as I get to the bottom, I'll say, okay, let the questions start flooding again. Okay, so that way I can catch up because I'm really behind. So okay, let's go. So Boda, you want to know, in terms of Devil May Cry, which installment has the best interpretation of its hack and slash gameplay? Devil May Cry 5, easily. It has the best in every department. Story, visuals, music, gameplay. Yeah, I would say without question Devil May Cry 5. And it has different variations of gameplay. So you have choice. So I definitely recommend Devil May Cry 5. Favorite mission in Mass Effect? Ooh. I would say my favorite mission, the one that I'll be honest, I actually think the suicide mission through the mass relay in Mass Effect 2 I think is the best. And it's the final mission, but I definitely think it works because it incorporates everybody in the team, even though they don't they're just there in the background, but they have roles to play that I really liked. Do you think that the Batman took some inspiration from the Dark Knight trilogy? Somewhat, but it was different. I think they took inspiration in the sense that it felt more down to earth. It felt more grounded, and I think that's the point that they want to cross with Batman. They don't want to make him have to deal with like superhuman elements like they did with Ben Affleck's Batman. They want to keep it grounded, and for that reason, that's something I can say they probably took inspiration from the Nolan trilogy. You're still at the beginning portion of Earthbound, but it's a pretty hard game. Yeah, it is pretty hard, but heck, it's worth it in my opinion. Video idea. Do a video game. Cole. Hey, Jackie, what do you mean? You're going to have to... Video game... I'm not sure what that's supposed to say. I can't tell if that's a coalition or... Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that when I ask for questions again. Hey, what's up, Sheen B? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Game of the year: Switch, PlayStation 5, or Steam? Well, I don't play Stream. Game of the year, it'd probably be a PlayStation 5 game. Like, I'm very close to beating this. I've gotten 5 of the 7 stars. I only have 2 left to go. I'm having a blast with this game, but it is very basic. I'd really have to think about what I would think is game of the year, because I haven't played anything that I would say like, oh my god, I absolutely fell in love with this. It's like an all-time favorite, but because I felt like in terms of gaming, this year's been a little bit lacking, and I looked ahead to 2024. I don't see any games that I'm even interested in, which is crazy. So I really hope they announce something big at this year's Game Awards. I'm hoping some big announcements, because like just schedule wise, I'm not seeing anything that I'm like, I need to own that when it comes out, or I want to get the collector's edition. I don't see anything like that so far. Do you think Vladimir Putin should be taken out of power? You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to go into political discussions, to be fair. I'd rather just keep my mouth shut. If it has nothing to do with me, I don't feel like voicing an opinion about it. Sheen, you got a video idea. PlayStation 1 collection, all collectors. You know, the funny thing is, after I filmed my PlayStation 4 video, like as soon as the stream's over, I plan on doing a top 5 PlayStation 1 collection. Not collection, like top 5 favorite PlayStation 1 games video. Because I would say that I didn't start out with the PlayStation 1. I played the PlayStation 1, but I didn't start off with it. I started with the PlayStation 2, which is why I feel comfortable having a long history with that system. But I don't have a long history with the PlayStation 1, so my list for that will be very, very limited. So that's the next idea. Have I seen the next Mass Effect teaser? It's some female Spectre in a trench coat, in an N7 trench coat. We don't know anything about this. Like, okay, they give us a teaser, but it's so basic. I mean, it looks like a woman. It could be a guy, but it looks like a woman in a trench coat that says N7. So I'm guessing there's some sort of Spectre. But again, we don't know anything. So like, I don't get excited for teasers unless they give us some definitive answers as for like, what is the name gonna be? What is the next game gonna be about? Stop seeing as teasers. Like, when was the last teaser? Like, it had like that Asari. It had like, that was like what, 3 years ago, and we had like no updates since. Like, come on. Favorite submarine movie? Ooh, that's a good one. I really like The Widowmaker with Harrison Ford and Liam Neeson. The Russian accents are a little bit weird, but I really like that movie a lot. Therapy is great. Yes, it is. You shouldn't skip therapy if you need it. Oh no, I just need to find time, and it's hard to do it with 2 jobs. Will Metal Gear Rising 2 ever happen? To Kill a Command? At this point, it won't happen. You have to remember that game came out like 15 years ago. If they hadn't made a sequel to that game by now, odds are it's not going to happen. As much as we would want it to. Oh yeah, cancel culture shouldn't exist. Everyone deserves redemption. Absolutely. Have you seen the Imitation Game? That sounds like a familiar movie, but I can't confirm. Is that the one about chess? If so, then yes, but if not, then I'm not sure what that's about. Would you ever lead a board to go come out? I don't know what you mean by that. Cold War, and now we have war economy. Yeah, I guess. Dre Triplet says, "I've seen the new." It's not even a trailer for Mass Effect. It's a teaser, and we don't see much. We don't yeah. You think Miranda Lanson could have an edge in physical abilities over Cora Harper since Miranda is made to be a perfect woman? Probably not. I wouldn't simply because of their training. I would say that combatively, Cora is probably a much better combatant because she trained with the Asari and an elite Asari squad. And being at a disadvantage physically meant that she had to keep her own weight, so she had to raise her standards and her combative status to match that of her fellow Asari sisters. So I would say in that case, no, I still would give Cora the advantage in that department. Have I seen the Joker 2019 movie? Yeah, of course I've seen it. I saw it multiple times, and it was the best movie I saw that year. Joaquin Phoenix absolutely deserved that Oscar. Imagine if Disney will make a live-action Hunchback of... Oh my god, no. Ooh, no. Oh my god, would that be butchered to hell? No. There are definitely some Disney movies I don't think they should make a live action movie for because I don't think there's any good there's no good way to do it. Favorite war movie? Oh my god, there's so many of them. Just to name a few. Saving Private Ryan. We Were Soldiers. Black Hawk Down. Waterloo 1970. Maybe Full Metal Alchemist counts as a war movie at some point. Wind Takers. There's so many of them. Like, I don't know. Like, I really enjoy war movies, like, almost more than any other genre. But there's just so many. It's hard to pick just one. Have I ever seen or played any of the Toy Story games? Yes. I did play the first one on Super Nintendo. I do remember playing that. I did not play it on Sega. I definitely played it on Nintendo. I do remember that. What I mean is horror era from 1990s. Yeah. I guess if you're trying to explain it like that, I don't know. I don't know. Horror is not my That's not where I'm good at. I'm not good at horror. Okay, Vampire A wants to know the one issue you have with modern gaming is unnecessary remakes. I understand that perfectly. I understand that perfectly, but you have to remember it's a business. So if they feel like they can make a cheap book or cheap couple $1,000,000 remaking an old game and not having any new ideas, that's what they're gonna do. Hey, what's up, Anthony? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Okay, we're almost at the bottom, and then you guys can start singing your questions. So we're working our way down. We're almost there. Oh my. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you guys time it with the questions because it certainly jumped. So I think some of you guys might have arrived and start sending your questions. So like, just time out with the questions. Okay. Have I seen Garfield? Yeah. I didn't see the live action film, but I did watch Garfield as a kid. Mimbum, any little things in America that would need to change to make life a little bit easier? Yeah, increase the amount that they get paid, increase it by $10. Yeah, so instead of me getting paid essentially $15 an hour at both my jobs, I want to make $25. You do that, I think everyone you do that for every single job in the world, in the country, I think people would be happy. Imagine what you make, add $10 on top of that. I think we'd all be pretty happy. Have I seen Mythbusters? I know of Mythbusters, but I've not seen it. Video game Miles Morales versus movie Miles Morales. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Miles. I don't really care. I'm not a fan of him. Have I played Rage? I don't think so. I've seen Rage, but I don't think I've played that game. Have I played any of these Simpsons games? Yes, Sheen. Or Sean, I should say. I do remember playing the Konami arcade cabinet Simpsons beat 'em up game. They had like a double panoramic screen. I did play that a lot when I was a kid. Didn't you say you haven't played Earthbound last time? I had a chance to play that a little bit a while back. It was a real while back. I had to double check if I had played it, but yeah. Game of the year. Your game of the year is the Patriot Sim. Okay, I mean, I haven't played The Sims, so can't really say. Great recent videos. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. The only game I'm interested in is the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but since you don't like it, you'll keep your mouth shut. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're happy for this so-called remake, but yeah, I'll just stay away from it and you guys know how I feel. And I don't have a PlayStation 5, so you can't play it either. Oh, that sucks because PlayStation 5s are real easy to find. Like, if you just save up the money for it, you can pick one up. And they just released the slim version. Yeah, every store I've been to, yeah, I've seen PlayStation 5s all over the place. So like, they're not as hard to find as they were like a year or two ago. Should there be a Max Payne remake? You know what? As annoying as remakes are, I would say remaking the first two Max Paynes, I would actually support. I think the control scheme for those games is really outdated. So if you actually tried to play them now, the controls would feel very janky. So I think that those first two games, at least the first two games, could actually benefit from a remake. I would definitely support that. There's definitely some games I think don't need remakes. I think there's some older games that could actually benefit from remakes or just updated improvements in gaming. I definitely think so. I mean, they were great in their time, and I think an updated version could actually be better. A rare case of that being the Dead Space remake, which I will say, one of the very few times I actually do prefer the remake to the original, and I actually think the remake does a much better job connecting to Dead Space 2 than the original did. But that's a rare case. Teasers are too long in suspense. Yeah, I agree. You'd much rather have a Metal Gear Rising 2 than a Metal Gear Solid 6. I agree. Don't worry about being late, Black Wolf. We've had good streams so far. Also, remember, Miranda got the best training and education money could buy. Yeah, but money can only get you so far. What's money if you don't have the proper experience? I mean, money, trust me, money and education can get you far, but, training works but it's never going to be as good as the real thing. So the question is, how much actual combat experience did Miranda get before teaming up with Shepard? That's the question. We know what Cora went through with the Asari hunters, and those are the elite. They're like the Navy SEALs of the Asari, so they're always going on type of crazy missions. So it's probably fair to say that even at those standards, Cora had actual more practical combat experience than Miranda would have had. I think that's a fair statement to make. My friend Kill Boss had planned to write a fanfic whether Tracer from Overwatch teamed up with the Arkham vs. Batman, eventually becoming a heroine lady. What the? Well, that's an unusual story. Black Wolf, wish your friend luck. Devilman. I've heard of Devilman, but I've never actually watched it. Do you mean Full Metal Alchemist anime or live action? I've seen the anime. I'm not sure if I ever want to watch the live action, unless it's already out or they're working on it. Like, I saw the trailer for Yu Hakusho, and I'm like, this looks rough, but like, I'll give it a chance. What about Silk or Julia Carpenter? Not interested in either of those characters, Black Wolf, if I'm being fair. Do a top 10 open world games list. Okay, I mean, that's an idea, but we'll see if that ever comes up. You don't really have much of a reason to buy a PlayStation 5 other than just one game. If that's how you feel, then I would save up. Then hold off on getting a PlayStation 5. If you feel like there's not enough games to warrant getting a PlayStation 5, then heck, you can wait. I wouldn't wait too long because I'm not exactly sure when they will definitely be stopping making games for PlayStation 4. I know that time is coming. I would expect they would stop making games for PlayStation 4 altogether, probably sometime next year, but I would say definitely by 2025, I think all support for PlayStation 4 will be cut off. I believe that. So at that point, it'll be like, yeah, you're going to have to eventually upgrade to getting a PlayStation 5. They confirmed Max Payne. Okay. Yeah, I'd heard they were. I heard they were going to do remakes for those two games. Yeah, I definitely support that. Do you think Batman Beyond is underrated? I don't think it's underrated. I think it's rated just fine. I don't think it's overrated or underrated. I think it gets as much appreciation as it should. Batman Beyond was a great show. You meant saying do video game collections of all your games. Oh, you want me to do a... Oh, man, that's... Would you guys even watch a video like that? That's a lot of games. I'm thinking, let's see, that's a lot. That's like close to almost 200 games. Because I'm thinking my PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 4 games, PlayStation 5 games, Nintendo 64 games, Switch games, few Xbox games, Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games, 3DS games, Game Gear games, Game Boy games, a couple of GameCube games that I only hold because it's a part of a Metal Gear collection. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone would even want to see that. That's a big collection. How about Mario RPG? You prefer the original or the remake? Well, definitely remake. I'm having a blast with it. I think this is this is how you do a remake properly. I'm loving the hell out of this game. I really am. Metal Gear Rising 2 would have to be super bonkers. Yeah, well, Metal Gear's bonkers is enough as it is, so yeah. Oh man. Okay, I see like the last question, so yeah, I hope you guys have held up on your questions because we're almost near the bottom. So, top 10 JRPG main protagonists. Okay, that's a solid idea. Which Devil May Cry installment do you think has the best soundtrack? Devil May Cry 5, easily. Just for the Virgil theme. He finally got his own theme song, and it's the best song I've ever heard. Devil May Cry, hands down. Star Killer versus Cole from Infamous. Star Killer. Force choke, break Cole's neck, dead, easy. Have I seen Robots from 2005? Yes. I think if I remember correctly, Ewan McGregor and Halle Berry did voices for those characters. Okay, yeah. Time out with the questions, guys. Time out. We're almost there. We're almost at the bottom. Yeah, Miranda is like a secret agent. Yeah, so she might not be that great in direct combat. Miranda joined Cerberus around the age of 14 and 15, and she worked to get to Shepard's body with Jacob. She did not stop at the Birmingham plot, unleashed a bio-wizard on the Citadel. Yeah, I'm not denying that Miranda didn't work hard. I'm just saying that if I'm comparing the amount of actual combat experience, I would definitely give Cora the advantage. That's all I'm saying. Which do I prefer, spaghetti or pizza? Easily pizza. Easily. Which human antagonist in Resident Evil do I hate the most? Do I hate the most? Probably Alexia, because she was annoying. I'll say more like all your collection. All my collector editions. Oh. Would you guys even see something like that? Like that was like one of the first videos I ever did on YouTube. That's a lot of collector's editions. Like, I would only do that if like a lot of people would want to see that, because like it's big. I have a minimum 30 different collector's editions from PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Yeah, I would only do that if like a lot of people want to see that. Because that's a lot. What is my favorite kind of cat? I don't know, black cat, I guess? Is that a type? What's my favorite movie based on a true story? God, that's tough. If I had to say based off of a true story, God, there's so many of them. I'm like, I'd have to throw movies like 300, which is kind of based off of, the Battle of Thermopylae. I mean, it's dramatized in some cases, yes. And then Black Hawk Down, they're missing some key parts, but that's pretty accurate from what I've read in books and from other sources. Saving Private Ryan, I'm not sure if that was Saving Private Ryan wasn't true, but it was based off of something that did happen. So I don't think that's based off I know that's not based off a true story, but the situation is based off of a true story in a different way and in a different part of the war. Behind enemy lines, I think it's behind enemy gate or something like that. It's like I don't know. There's too many to name. Bro, Miranda can't even hold off a barrier on a suicide mission. What? She can't even. That's a good point. I would definitely say that as biotics. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's time it with the questions. We're almost there. Oh, hold up, guys. We're almost there. We'll have time. We'll have time for your questions. We're almost at the bottom. Yeah, I would definitely say, in terms of biotics, Cora definitely trumps Miranda easily. You heard Capcom's finally going to remake Code Veronica. I don't know if it's true. I hope it is true, because I think that's what they should have remade first before going to 4. Robots also stars Robin Williams. Okay, that's good. I forgot about that. Master Chief or Captain America? Maybe Captain America. I don't know that much about Master Chief, to be fair. She also did survive fighting Kulong, placed a tracker on him, and he beats Thane. Yeah, but you have to remember, Thane was weak at that point, so I'm curious what he could have done if Thane had been at 100%. But, I mean, even that was embarrassing. He says the fact that he had to try so hard against while he was dying was something. Favorite dog breed is a type of terrier, easily. That's going to be my first dog, no question. If Solid Snake was in Arkham, would he do a better job than Batman? I wouldn't say he would do a better job. I think he could do the job. Probably. I think he could get it done. It'd be weird, because he's using guns instead of gadgets, and he's not doing so much punching. What is my favorite movie that involves monsters? Involves monsters? I don't know. I mean, if we're talking involved monsters, then you have like Movies like Pacific Rim, which I thought was okay but not great. I haven't seen either of the most recent Godzilla films because I'm not really a Godzilla fan. Then there was Cloverfield, but you don't really see the monster that many times, so that's hard. I'm not really that big into giant monster films to be far fair. Jack and Samara can. Yeah, I know the Jack and Samara can. I would definitely say Samara is definitely a stronger biotic than Korra. Okay, guys, we're almost there. Time out with the questions. We're almost there. I promise. We got like 4 more before we can start answering questions again. Yeah, I would definitely say Samara is definitely stronger biotic than Korra. Jack, that's tough. They might be on. I might put them on par. They did try to make this little dynamic saying that Jack and Miranda were equal in biotics, but I don't think that's true. I think if Jack went off, she definitely could take on Miranda. Miranda said her biotic abilities are advanced for humans of her own words. Yeah, I know they're advanced. You have to remember, Korra's were also advanced. They were so advanced that the humans sent her to the Asari. So that's something. Like they can be advanced, but like Korra's were so advanced that they say that we need to send you to the Asari so that they can train you because we think you'll benefit from that. So like I think that means something because Asari are just naturally stronger biotics. Like you won't find any race stronger in biotics than Asari. So I think that holds more weight. Jack human, she's a better biotic. Yeah, I would say that. Video idea: animated Disney films that they were ruined with live action. I think I tried to do a video like that. I know I talked about it. I said movies like Pocahontas. The fact that they have not done Pocahontas yet, I'm shocked. Because I'm sure they're gonna like reduce John Smith's role, and they're gonna make Pocahontas like some sort of warrior, and she's gonna kill all the colonialist white men and like stuff like that. I'm surprised. Like what I saw from Snow White, I'm not gonna see Snow White, but like it's bad. Live action Disney films have never really been good outside of maybe the Jungle Book movie, but like all the other ones have sucked. I mean, outside 101 Dalmatians, that one was pretty good, but that was in the 90s. Batman versus Punisher. I'll be honest. I think Batman could definitely take on Punisher. Because the Punisher is I would say the Punisher is a lesser version of Deadshot. If I said who would win in a fight between Deadshot and the Punisher, I would say Deadshot. Deadshot was definitely a lot more threatening than Punisher. And Batman could deal with Deadshot. So yeah, I think Batman could deal with Punisher. Do you think Leon's character has been ruined through the MGS franchise? I would say I don't like the remake version of him. I'm not going to say he's been ruined, but okay, fine. We're almost there. No, I wasn't debating with Zach. Okay. Oh, you were talking to me. Top 5 most disappointing games I've ever played? Oh. Okay, that's an idea. I could definitely do that. Maybe I've done that. I feel like that's something I would have done before. Have I seen The Black Cauldron? No, I have not. Don't know if you asked this before, but have you seen Steven Spielberg's AI? Yes, I've seen the movie with AI that has the kid that played, I forget his name, I feel bad, but he did the voice for Sora. You have Jude Law. He's an AI, and he wants to kind of just be loved. And then the movie ends, and he tries to find the blue fairy. A lot of people hated that film. I thought that film was okay. But I've seen better versions of the story they're trying to tell in that movie. And then at the end, it was a sad ending, but I think it was what he wanted. But yeah, I have seen that movie. People think it's a mess, and I understand why. What if NetherRealm releases Watchmen characters in Mortal Kombat 1? I think Watchmen characters could work, but I don't think... I think the characters that they have announced, those are going to be the extra characters that we'll get in Mortal Kombat 1. So if you want Watchmen characters, because Warner Brothers do own those characters, you'd be better. You probably have a better chance of them seeing them pop up in Mortal Kombat 2. I don't think we'll see any more surprise characters out of the ones that have already been announced because it's a solid roster. Any that also start Robin Williams, Bicentennial Man. Yes, yes, that one. That's a better version of that story. I've seen it. Not a lot of people talk about that film, but I really like that film. I think that's one of Robin Williams' most underrated films. Yeah. Any villains from movies, games, etc. you would like to have seen being killed off by the Punisher? There's so many. There's so many. There's too many to name. My name is pronounced Sean. Okay, like Shawn Michaels. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I think it's like I see Sheen and it's like Sheen and Sean. They're kind of spelled the same a little bit almost. I think Miranda's tech attacks might take Cora down in seconds. No. Not with Cora's experience. Not with her barriers. I would say barriers wise, there's nothing Miranda could do that could get through that, especially from what we've seen from Cora. And you have to remember, Cora was also being trained to be a pathfinder, and that's something. You might like Attack on Titan. Yes, I never finished the series. I stopped after the second season. I just stopped, and I'm not sure if it's worth going back and continue watching it. Who's my top favorite characters from Final Fantasy 16? Well, obviously Clive. I did a whole ranking video about this. You should look it up. Joshua's pretty good. Sid's pretty good, but he dies too early. Spoiler alert, sorry. Toggle. Toggle's like another reason I want to get a dog. Like, I don't think, like, there's few moments where Toggle's not with you. Like, Toggle's with you throughout the entire game. You spend more time with Toggle than I think any other companion character. Batman versus Kraven the Hunter? Yeah, Batman. That'd be easy. Do I own Blu-rays and DVDs? Yes, I do, but it's not the largest collection. It's very, very limited. And it's mainly Nolan films. What if NetherRealms made a Mortal Kombat versus 20th Century Fox game? No, they wouldn't. Because you have to remember, Fox is owned by Disney, and Disney's not going to let Warner Brothers do anything with any of their properties. What is one video game theory that really annoys me? Like, video game theory that annoys me? I can't really think of any, to be honest, just off the top of my head. Who's stronger, Kefka or Sephiroth? Oh God, Kefka is way stronger than Sephiroth. My God. Oh my God, he would toy with Sephiroth. Okay. We might have to cut the questions because we're about to run out of time. So I want to answer these last few questions and I'll call it a day. Miranda is also the best agent in Cerberus, the right hand to Elusive Man. She's the only person Cerberus have in contact with the Elusive Man. Yeah, but what is that really worth, to be fair? Why can't you give Mass Effect 2 a 10 out of 10? I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because it just has a number of characters I think are annoying. And I don't think the combat it's as sharp. Like, I would definitely say the combat in like Andromeda is better than in any of the Mass Effect trilogy games. I just think the story is a little bit better. But you have characters that I just don't like. Story elements I think are pointless and waste time. Stuff like that. Like, it has like a lot of extra things I think just kind of holds the game back a little bit. But it's still a great game. Star Wars movies, Mass Effect is your favorite, and it's a 10 out of 10. Okay, Sean, that's fine if you like Mass Effect 2. That's good. I like it too. It's my favorite Mass Effect 2. I just don't think it's a 10 out of 10. Have I played the Suffering games? No, I have not. I have not. Is there any video game you played where you broke down in tears before the ending? I don't want to say I broke down, but like got emotional. Sure, there's been plenty of games like that. Who do I think is the most archaic cunning? Virgil? Yeah, probably Virgil. Does the game succeed or fail if it has great gameplay but a terrible story? For me, no. For me, story is number one. Gameplay, for me, as a story-driven gamer, story will always come second. Story will always come first gameplay. A key example is something like Shadow of the Colossus, which has like very, very like not the best controls, but they're not great either. But a great story that has like very little dialogue. But yeah, Metal Gear Mass Effect 3 is better. Hey, everyone's got their opinions. You cried at Metal Gear Solid 3's ending. I got emotional, but I didn't necessarily cry. Super gaming. Okay, and with that, we're going to cut the stream off there. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me. Remember, if you guys have any ideas for future videos or anything in general, you guys know where to find me. Also, make sure you guys follow me on all my social media outlets. That way, if you guys want to talk to me directly, you can. Because I know a lot of you guys don't follow me. So if you guys just want to keep in contact with me more directly, just, click any of the social media links on the front of my page and heck, follow me and just friend me there. And trust me, I will be sure to follow you and friend you back and keep track of what you guys are doing. So like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. You're awesome. And I will see you all next week.